Ever since the release of Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars fans have been speculating that Darth Sidious was the one responsible for the creation of Anakin Skywalker. And a recent Darth Vader comic has thrown a lot of fuel to that fire. In the comic, called Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, Vader enters a portal to the world between worlds and has a series of visions, one of them showing Palpatine standing directly over Shmi Skywalker. This pretty heavily implies to everyone, including myself, that Palpatine did indeed create Anakin. This whole concept was first brought to light when the Chancellor tells Anakin about his master, Darth Plagueis, who could influence the midichlorians to create life. Over the last few years, this was an idea that I myself had even began to believe, and this comic pretty much sealed the deal for many people. When I found out Darth Sidious was coming back for Episode 9, it seemed even more likely to me. But we've since come to learn that this is not the case. According to Matt Martin, who is the creative executive for the Lucasfilm Story Group, this scene was just a vision for Vader, where he revealed and reflected upon his greatest fears. He also went on to say, quote, "I can tell you definitively, as someone who worked on the comic, that this is 100% not the intended implication." And then the comic's actual author added to the claim, explaining that this scene is manipulated by the dark side of the Force, and as he put it, the dark side is not a reliable narrator. So in short, this panel was meant to reflect Vader's fears, rather than any actual truth about his identity. When we look a little deeper, this actually makes sense, because the image in the comic shows Palpatine standing behind an already pregnant Shmi Skywalker, which more strongly implies that, if anything, he had been manipulating Anakin's future after his conception, not that he had created Anakin himself. Mr. Martin also reminded everyone that Anakin's identity was always intended to remain one of the great mysteries in the Star Wars universe. He actually claimed that as long as he's around, there will be no reveal as to who Anakin's father really was. And considering his position within Lucasfilm, I don't really think he's bluffing. With all of that being said, I think as it stands right now, the most likely explanation is still that Anakin was created by the will of the Force in order to restore balance. Qui-Gon theorized that Anakin was created by the Force itself, and that's really the only direct answer we have ever been given in the movies. Prophecies, particularly in the Star Wars universe, are not to be underestimated, as we have seen quite a few of them take shape throughout the saga, and Qui-Gon believed Anakin was the chosen one the prophecy spoke of, who was to destroy the Sith and bring balance to the Force, which he eventually did do. But there are still other possibilities. Maybe Plagueis was the one who created the Skywalker bloodline, since he was actually capable of creating life with the Force. Or maybe it was actually Palpatine, although I think that's a long shot. Either way, this is a question that we may never get a definitive answer to, and I'm okay with that. I think there are some things in Star Wars that should remain a mystery, and this is one of them. But I'd love to hear what you guys think about Anakin's lineage as well, so let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section below. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.